The New York Nonprofit Press. The industry standard for nonprofits is a must-read for over 20,000 New York City and state executives. Those who know the nonprofit world count on the NYNP to deliver breaking news and get messages across into the nonprofit industry. Ads can be placed in our paper, daily emails, or on our website. For more information, visit nynp.biz or email publisher at nynp.biz. The New York Nonprofit Press, serving people who serve people.
Good morning. This is Ron Gold from Marketing Works. The name of the radio show is A Nonprofit Voice. And today, as we have every quarter, is Tracy Lodell, who's been on more than anyone else other than me. And she has an agency or a nonprofit that she runs called 100 Women Who Care on Long Island. And every quarter she gives away, as one of her prizes, a segment on our radio show. Because she works with nonprofits, we work with nonprofits. This is the perfect show for them. And we have today on two of the major ones. One is the Marty Lyons Foundation, which I love because I used to watch Marty Lyons play football. I hate to say I'm still a Jet fan, even with everything that's going on. And I will be at the TV tomorrow watching the Jets play the 49ers, and, you know, we always expect the worst. And it usually happens. So anyway, and also Senior Dreams Come True. And Melissa is a friend of mine. We work together on a lot of things. She's with a law firm, Genzer, and is that what it is? You tell me. Genzer, Dubout, Genzer, and right. I just say Genzer. Sorry. Anyway, Tracy, why don't you introduce your guests? And thank you so much for doing this. It's just a partnership that you and I have, which I love.
It's been so much fun, Ron. We've been doing this for at least a couple of years now.
That's
I think.
Right.
And I have to tell you that our members at 100 Women Who Care About Long Island really appreciate the opportunity to tell your listeners about the different nonprofits that they're involved in. We've had quite a few on over the last couple of years, and while our organization does get together once a quarter to hear about local nonprofits and decide on which nonprofit they'd like to support for that quarter, that's only one of the prizes, if you will, as you mentioned, that we give away. The other is the opportunity. Yes, that's cash. Everybody always wants that. But, of course, equally valuable to many of our nonprofits, large and small, is the opportunity to share their mission with as many Long Islanders as possible so that they can get support for the good work that they're doing. And today we've got a couple of great organizations with us. Ron just mentioned, of course, the Marty Lyons Foundation, and we also have Senior Dreams Come True. So we are on a wish-granting trip today from the youngest to the oldest, and it should be a great show, great opportunity to tell everyone out there about these two wonderful organizations. From the Marty Lyons Foundation, we have Sandra White, the Executive Director, and we also have our 100 Women Who Care nominating member, Stephanie Ethe, who has been with our organization for a while now and has nominated the Marty Lyons Foundation for consideration for a contribution from 100 Women Who Care. We certainly hope we have the opportunity to provide that funding at some point down the road. But today we have a chance for Sandra to tell us about the work that the Marty Lyons Foundation does. First of all, let me just ask you, Sandra, what brought you to the Marty Lyons Foundation initially?
First of all, I want to thank you for having me here today. It's really important to get the awareness of the foundation out, and I'm so happy to be here today. I am an individual that enjoys helping people. It's a wonderful feeling when you know that someone's been impacted because of something that you've done. And I come from a banking background. It sounds strange, but I come from a banking background. And when I worked for the bank, one of the things that I liked was the interaction with customers and helping them however I could. But as we all know, the banking industry has changed. You know, it's all about the bottom line and so on and so forth. And this opportunity came to me 3 years ago, a little over 3 years ago. They were looking for a new team. And luckily, they took a chance on me, and here I am.
Great opportunity for you. And now the foundation has been in existence for 30-some-odd years?
Over 34 years, yes.
34 years. Wonderful. And a lot of people, of course, as Ron mentioned, recognize the name Marty Lyons from, football. But I'm not sure if everybody understands exactly what type of work the foundation does. So if you would tell us a little bit about the people that you serve and what the foundation is able to do for them.
Sure. We're a wish-granting organization. We grant wishes to children who are diagnosed with a life-threatening illness between the ages of 3 and 17. We've been doing this for many years, as you mentioned, for 34 years. And what we do is we also grant second wishes, which is huge. Because unfortunately, while the medical industry has definitely made strides in treatments and the such, there's so many children who are still falling out of remission, who are relapsing, or who are developing secondary malignancies from their first treatment. So then they come back and they say, can we have another wish? And it's so, Marty explains it, and he says, years ago, people would come back and say, can we have another wish? And after a while, he said, I can't say no to these families. They really need it. And so years ago, we started the Second Wish program.
So that actually sets you apart from many of the other wish-granting organizations that specialize in providing those wishes to children.
Correct.
What types of wishes have you provided for children in our area?
The number one wish is Disney. Number one wish, still Disney. It's a magical place. You can't argue with that. That's one of the major ones. Most families, if they've already had a first wish, they've gone to Give Kids the World, which is also a magical place. But sometimes they just want to go back because they weren't able to enjoy the experience. Maybe they were too young. So we'll send the families back. We've done room makeovers. Our latest wish, which is very interesting, the little boy wanted to go to take a train ride. That was his wish. So we said, we'll send you on Amtrak to go down to Florida. And he had the best time. Amtrak really did so much for him. They made him an honorary conductor. He had the little hat, the whistle, and they had something at every stop for him. It was wonderful.
Oh, that's great. So it takes a lot of cooperation from
Absolutely.
organizations and companies that are helping you grant these wishes.
Absolutely.
It
And
sounds like they
people-
work together nicely.
Yes, yes. People always want to help. You just have to ask.
Yes. Oh, that's true. That is true. Can you tell us about how many wishes have been granted since the organization started?
Since its inception, we've had 7,300 wishes granted.
That's fabulous. And you're actually not just located in this area, is that correct? You've got offices in other parts of the country?
Correct. We have 10 chapters in 13 states.
Wow.
Mostly on the eastern coast.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And how is it that your organization gets whatever funding they need to provide these wishes?
Through grants, through our fundraising events, and mostly through the generosity of individuals and businesses. So many people have been with the foundation for so long. They continue to support us, and we're so grateful to have those supporters and all our donors, actually.
That's wonderful. People in this area, how can they help your organization? Do you look for volunteers to help you with any of these efforts, or are you looking more for monetary donations that you can use to purchase the different aspects of a child's wish?
Well, I'm going to use Marty's quote. He says, we always need money, but if you don't have the money, then we'll take your time so you can volunteer. If you don't have that, we'll take a prayer.
Sounds wonderful.
Well, let me ask you a question because, I think that having the name Marty Lyons in front of it makes a big difference as far as Make-A-Wish versus the Marty Lyons Foundation. I think that in a lot of ways people really don't know what Marty Lyons Foundation does, but they know what Make-A-Wish does. Is that a competition that you have? I mean, because you're helping kids, they're helping kids, so it looks like you're really not in competition, but you are because you are for the grants. In this area, I could see Marty Lyons being more effective as far as that, but I think that from a PR point of view that...
Well, I'm so happy that you asked that, actually.
Are you?
Yeah, I am.
Told you to throw your hardballs.
We're not in competition. We consider ourselves more of a partnership. Whereas they have the bandwidth to send families internationally, we can't do that. They're across the country, we're not. But as I mentioned, so many families come back to us for second wishes. Sometimes Make-A-Wish calls us and says, you know what, a family of ours just called us and says, can you do something? We have to turn them down. Can you help them? So it's a partnership.
That's wonderful.
And you do golf outings, right? You do galas.
Yes.
And, you know, I don't see Make-A-Wish doing that like you do out in this area. And probably because of the Marty Lyons name in this area, it's going to be more effective than a Make-A-Wish. To me, it's like, well, I'm going to give to American Cancer Society, or I'm going to give to the local Breast Cancer Association, Karen Miller, or something like that, or Lorraine Pace, because they're local. And I think that's what you probably would have in this market. Am I right?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. A lot of our local support comes from businesses that are out here who know Marty, and you know, he's done so much as far as speaking to different, making certain appearances and whatnot. So they know who he is, and again, his name is identifiable. So we definitely get that local support. Once we moved back to Long Island from the city, I can't tell you how many phone calls of support were coming through. Do you need volunteers? What do you need? How can we help? It's wonderful, the support that we have.
A jet haven over here.
Oh, yeah, it is. No matter what.
Right. No matter what.
Yes. Well, lastly, we need to make sure that the listeners know if there are families out there that are looking to reach out to the Marty Lyons Foundation to have a wish granted. How can they get in touch with you? What is the process for requesting that wish?
The process is you can go to our website, www.marty, M-A-R-T-Y, Lyons, Lyons, foundation.org. We have our applications online, or you can give us a call, and we'd be happy to either send it to you or we can email it to you. There are 4 forms for the application, 3 of which we provide is the parents form, physicians form, and release and indemnification form. And the HIPAA form you can obtain from the child's doctor. And once we have all our original forms back, the next step is to have a review with our chief medical advisor and the child's doctor. If the wish is approved, the next step is one of our foundation team members will reach out to the family, and the wish process planning begins.
That's wonderful. And how long does that typically take? I realize that every situation is going to be unique, but from the time that you receive a complete application to the time that that the wish is granted and the child is actually experiencing that, is there a kind of a typical time frame, or are they
It's hard to
completely
say.
unique?
It's hard to say. It's unique because we don't know how the child's health will be during the process of planning. So it can typically take anywhere from a month to even years.
Wow.
Depending on the child.
Okay, and we should ask what your next fundraising event is that's coming up.
Mardi Gras, which is March 11th, at Captain Bill's in Bayshore.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, Sandra, thank you. Let's turn now to Melissa Negron Weiner, who is here from Senior Dreams Come True. So we're going now to wishes for the senior members of our community. And Melissa, why don't you tell us how, I understand that your firm actually started this foundation, and if you would tell us how that came about, what the thought was.
Sure. First, thank you, Tracy, for having me on here today, and thank you, Ron. Senior Dreams Come True is a 501c3 that our firm started, Genzer Dubau, Genzer and Kona. We are elder law and estate planning attorneys, and as we met with clients year in and year out, we learned quite a bit about needs that low-income seniors on Long Island have that just aren't being met because people don't necessarily consider the seniors when they're thinking about making donations. There are a lot of different organizations for children and for different illnesses and things like that, but nothing that's really tailor-made wishes like the Marty Lyons Foundation for seniors. So we decided to start Senior Dreams Come True, and it's a small organization. It's a small not-for-profit, but we have helped a good number of seniors so far on the island, and it's been really rewarding.
Well, and 100 Women Who Cares about Long Island had an opportunity to provide Senior Dreams Come True with a donation last year, I think it was.
Yes.
Tell us what kind of wishes you're able to grant for the seniors on Long Island.
Well, the donation that we received from 100 Women really went a long way for a small organization like us. We were able to grant a number of wishes, one of which was a woman out in Riverhead whose teeth were completely destroyed from chemotherapy and radiation. And she sent in an application saying that she's embarrassed to smile, she doesn't really talk to people very much, very uncomfortable. So we teamed up with a local dentist and were able to get her teeth completely fixed. She was beyond thrilled, and the dentist also gave his services at a discounted rate. And I completely agree with you about people are always willing to help. You just have to ask. It's really
wonderful.
true. And so that was one really great experience. And then we had a woman who actually flew out of MacArthur Airport. We paid for her to go see her brand new baby granddaughter. She could not afford to get down to Florida. Her son was going through some tough times, so he couldn't afford to fly her down. And so she hadn't seen her granddaughter, and it was amazing because she didn't have any capacity, telephone or internet or anything to even see a picture, which is kind of like mind-boggling to all of us these days. So when I went to meet with her to let her know how we were going to do this, I actually ended up showing her the first picture of her granddaughter on my cell phone, and it was just unbelievable. So we paid for her ticket. We met her here with some bells and whistles and flowers and things for the plane, and she was just thrilled. So those are the kinds of things that we do. These are not, major wishes that people have. People want a mattress. They want, something that's to everybody else is really just a regular everyday item.
But to someone on a limited income, especially here on Long Island, where your money doesn't go as far as it might in other parts of the country, even the smallest wish is quite a big deal.
Absolutely.
So that's fabulous that you're able to help so many people in so many different types of ways. If someone is interested in applying for a wish, how do they go about doing that?
Well, we grant wishes on a revolving basis, really depending on the wish and what we are able to do at any given time. So we ask people, we're always looking for wishes. We ask people to go to our website, which is genserlaw.com. It's GENSERLAW.com. And there is a drop down for charitable events, because we actually do a lot of different charitable we are involved with a lot of different charities. But if you scroll down and you choose Senior Dreams Come True, the application is on the website. And what we typically ask for is that the individual sign the application, and whoever's nominating them, or if it's them themselves, they just give us a short paragraph about themselves and their life and what they've done to give back to the community. We always like to recognize people who gave back to the community.
So is it just a wish, or seniors are having problems paying their rent, being forced maybe even to go into assisted living or independent living because they can't live on their own? Is that above what the charity is? That's not something that you're looking to help them take care of?
Well, it's not something that we can do on a revolving,
right.
month-to-month basis, but we certainly have assisted. We had somebody who called up and just had this mountain of medical bills from a procedure, and she just couldn't get out from under. So it was a flat rate that needed to be paid, and we were able to take care of that.
Oh, you were?
Yes.
We should get some press on that, though, Have your agency get, because that's something unbelievable. These news operations look for those kind of stories that you were able to help somebody, especially in need right now at this time of the year. Heat, you probably saw the story about the nuns, and they didn't have heat in their building, and they did a GoFundMe page or something like that, and they had some outside agencies give them money, and outside people actually come in, and now they have heat there.
Right.
These are things that it might be a start from the agency point of view, but if it goes above what you could do, you could help them in that process, probably, right?
Yeah.
You're an elder law attorney, so you know which people to go to for that.
Right. And what I love about Senior Dreams Come True is that, it was started by our law firm.
Right.
And there have been wishes like this woman whose backyard was completely overgrown, that she couldn't sit outside, watch her grandchildren anymore. So it was a lot of money to get someone to go clear out this backyard. So we did get someone to come do the big work, but then our lawyers and our paralegals and our secretaries, we threw on our jeans and our T-shirts, and out we went, and we dug up roots, and we cut bushes, and we were out there for hours just working together and helping this woman.
That's great.
That's wonderful. Melissa, if someone is interested in reaching out, how can they get a copy of the application?
It's on the website at genzerlaw.com, or they can call us at 631-390-5000 and just ask for someone regarding Senior Dreams.
Excellent. Ladies, thank you all for joining us today.
Thank you.
Ron, let me turn it back to you.
Yeah, thank you, Stephanie and Melissa and Sandra. And, of course, you, Tracy, for doing this every quarter. We love having the agencies on, usually as this is called the Nonprofit Voice, and we usually work with major agencies that, Sandra's agency would fit in on anyway, so it's good to have everybody here. And this gives the opportunities for the smaller agencies to come on,
And
tell
they
us what they
appreciate
do.
it.
This is called the Nonprofit Voice. It's Ron Gold from Marketing Works, and if you're interested, give us a call at 631-941-1100, thenonprofitvoice.com.